Hey guys, my name is Jane, and today I'm here with our second episode of the podcast of Being a Sister. If you're new and want to know what being a sister is all about, I highly encourage you to listen to the first episode. It's very short too, so you won't get bored, I promise you. Okay, I got you. Pause it and listen to the first one if you haven't. Pausing right now. Okay. Okay, I imagine you listened to it or not. Anyway, let's get straight into our first actual episode of Being a Sister. So, as you can see from the title, today's topic is how to know who you are. Pretty daring topic, isn't it? Alright, I'm not claiming that you will know yourself extremely well once you listen to this episode. But still, give it a chance. You might actually figure out a few things about yourself. But first, why is knowing ourselves important? I want to bore you with that a little bit. I don't want to sound all Mrs. Know-it-all, but however, do you know the Latin saying nocete ipsum? I'm not sure if I say it right, by the way, but it means know yourself. If you're interested, ipsum means self and noce is like to know. It is actually the first tattoo I ever got. I think I was 16 or something. Anyway, I got the tattoo because I was starting to realize that there was this weird feeling in me. Some call it intuition. That told me some people were dangerous. I know it sounds a little bit weird, and you might be like, so it had nothing to do with knowing who you are? Yeah, okay, I know it seems a little weird, but what I was realizing was actually a pretty important survival skill. We all have those bad vibes around certain people. Actually, when you first meet a person, you usually get some sort of vibe from them. I'm not saying it's always right, but if you have a super bad vibe about someone, even if they seem super nice, chances are your gut feeling is trying to protect you. You would be surprised how wise you would be if you trusted your gut feeling more often. This is not to say judge people all the time or treat them badly just because of the vibes you get of them. Please don't do that. But I'm just saying, be careful. Trust me, it will save you a lot of time and hurt. Okay, so I somehow started this conversation about knowing yourself by listening to your gut feeling. It might seem weird at first, but trust me, that's what you need to learn about first. Because you will realize later on that what you wanted to find out about yourself was almost always already there. Usually, we all have traumas, and if not, we all have some unfortunate events or memories that we want to get rid of or heal from. Either way, whether your life was more perfect than most people, whether or not you were privileged as a kid, it doesn't matter. You still deserve to heal from whatever hurts you and find out more about yourself. So, I want you to pay attention next time you have a bad vibe from someone. Do not confuse the bad vibe with anxiety, by the way. Or if you're just jealous of someone or don't like the way a girl did her hair for some reason, that's not a bad vibe. What I mean by this bad vibe, gut feeling, or whatever you call it, is when you can almost visually see that there's something off with that person. Most of the times, it's your body telling you to stay away, just in case. Listen to that. I have a theory that those bad vibes are actually maybe hormones or something that we smell, because they're just so strong. Anyway though, I'm not a scientist, so let's get to the point here. Okay, I had to talk about all of that because first of all, trust me, you'll be saved from so much by that. Second, if you learn to listen to your gut better, you will also start to realize who you are better. There was a line in a movie that said something like, the more you know who you are, the less you let things upset you. And it's also from an Eden song, if you know. That's exactly the point I'm trying to make here. Yay. It's pretty obvious, right? If not, let me explain shortly still. If you don't know who you are that well, you'll be so much easier to fool. A toxic person comes to you and says, you're stupid. And because you have not yet figured out who you really are, you start believing them. Or, a scammer, is that the word? Will get your money easier. Or a guy will fool you easily. Or a girl. Or your mother, or your father, or just anybody. It can be a stranger and it can be someone you know. This is why it is so important to know who you are and what you want. No, you won't be egotistical if you know exactly what you want. In fact, you'll rule the world. Not knowing yourself that well might get you saved from robbery, maybe, if you fail to show them to your house. However, that's rarely the case. Plus, they might not believe you. I can't tell if that was funny. Please laugh though. I don't need to know, but it will make me happy. It would be nice, seriously. Anyway, all these things are, I think, extremely important. However, you might be wanting to get directly into knowing yourself. Sheesh, girl. We'll get to that. Don't panic if you're not a girl, by the way. And if you are, I'm starting to see that my gut feeling is telling me that you didn't listen to the first episode. I'm mad. Just kidding. What I mean to say is that this podcast is for everyone. And if you ever hear me say girl or boy, it's all just sayings. And I would say, don't worry about it too much. How will you know exactly who you are? First of all, realize that knowing exactly who you are is not that possible. This is because you may absolutely despise one thing and love it the next day. This does not only apply to teenagers. I used to say that I hated Mac for some reason, and now I'm writing what I'm saying on my new Mac that I love. I'm just saying, things can change. And the more you're okay with things changing, the better you will feel in general. Okay, I will directly dive into this. Get a pen and paper. I'm pausing. Now. Okay? You ready? Not yet? Pausing. Did you get it? Oh my god, I'm being annoying. Just kidding. It's all just jokes, ladies and letters. There's a Turkish saying like that or something like that. I'm guessing you rushed to get the pen and paper just to make me shush. Let's get straight into it then. First step is to choose whether you want to use the paper vertically or horizontally. Don't think about it too much. I won't reveal who you are based on your choice. And to be honest, whoever does that seems extremely fake to me as well. This is why you should know yourself better than all of them, so you won't buy into their madness, literally. Okay, so I'm guessing you already made your decision. Now, write these. By the way, you might write a lot of things, so try to write a little bit smaller, if that's what you want, of course. Write these in big letters. Music, movies, books, places, people. Our first 5. After writing all of them, decorate it however you like, but you don't have to, of course. Okay, what I want you to do is really think about it. What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite book? What's your favorite place? Who is your favorite person? Don't try to please anyone, even your best friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, or parents. This is meant just for you. While you are writing, you might start having thoughts of who you wished you liked the most, or which band you feel like you should listen to but you just haven't, which book you feel like would change your life if you read, which place you want to visit the most and would make you feel like you're complete if you visited it. New York? Spain? I don't know. Draw a line under your favorites and start writing what you think they must have been instead. Whether because it sounds cooler or better or something you've been wanting to do for a long time. For whatever reason, write them all under this line. I really want to watch Titanic, for example, because who hasn't watched it? Me. You can add the Beatles or Queen to your music list if you like. Just my recommendation, though. Anyways, after writing all of these, firstly, look yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, what the hell? Why did I just listen to a random girl I found online? I'm just kidding. Look at what you wrote. At some ages, it might feel harder to know who you really are. Or maybe it will be so much more obvious than when you're older. Who knows? Now check all that you wrote and put a heart next to the ones you could re-listen to, re-watch, reread, revisit, or talk to, both above and under the line. Do this if you would have no problem doing all of those again at any time. Or if you would love to talk about them for 5 minutes. If you had nothing to do right now. If you were on the longest trip of your life, would you give any of these a try? To the ones that you would, draw a circle next to them. These are the things you can do to find out more about yourself next. Once you do all of that, you can repeat these steps for different kinds of things in life, such as TV series, sports, dreams, clothes. Try to think about as many as you can and then fill in your tables. You will start to realize that you like some things more than others, But don't worry if you can't decide on your favorites yet. It is so normal. I'm only 21, and I feel like I can understand my taste in clothes and films and books a little bit better now. Life is a journey, so as long as you understand that right now is not the only time that everything will be as it is, you'll be okay. That's why perfection makes no sense, because who you are right now and who you are 2 seconds after that phone call, or maybe who you are after listening to this podcast, might be different people. Don't see yourself as an object. Try to see yourself as a road, and as long as you're alive, you will change, and that is what makes life so great. Unfortunately, it is, as I said, impossible to know yourself the best after just one podcast. I would like to come back to this topic every once in a while, with different activities and advices, though. I hope you guys like what I have planned, and I hope you get back and listen to more podcasts, to know yourself better or whatever. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Being a Sister. I hope to see you in our next episode, where we will talk about terrible days and how to overcome them. Hope to see you soon. Bye!